the same voice, the same person, Onyami Jesus, and the same channel, the same name on all over social media, Onyami Jesus TV. Yes, I am here with a powerful and obonge update again concerning the incident that occurred in Anambra State between the youth corpers and the Agunaechemba operatives. The latest is that those that are involved in that act have been dismissed and handed over to the police. That is the highest now and the latest now. Yes, they are 8 in number. 8 of them are now under police custody, not even under Agunaechemba custody, under police custody. Yes, the same way they detain people, arrest people, detain people, molest people, that's the same way now they are cooling their heads. 8 of them are cooling their heads now under police cell in Oka. That is the latest update now. Now I'm going to play the video of the spokesperson, the person that is representing the Commissioner of Police Anambra State. You're going to hear his voice. You're going to hear from the SSA, yes, to the Governor of Anambra State, yes, one Mekaye or what, and you're going to hear from many people. I'm going to get the thing in detail. You're going to hear from the lawyer to the girl that was molested, I think Jennifer or something like that. Had it been the same Ibom Air, Comfort Emerson of Ibom Air, had it been that the same the way justice is prevailing over this girl, this the coppers, yes, this had it been that the same justice would be done to this Comfort Emerson of Ibom Air, I will feel so good, because the same way these coppers were molested, the same way Ibom Air and their management molested this girl for nothing, and nothing had been done and nothing had been said over that. This coppers own happened since July, and now the case is surfacing now. Ibom Air happened this August. The case will still surface anytime. Ibom Air and their management will never go free on that their indecent act to that young girl. That is it. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I advise you to do so now. Now you are hearing my voice now, because anytime I drop video, you will be part of the people that will get it first without wasting time. That is it. Let this video go viral. Let's hear from the police spokesperson, and from there we roll. Watch.
And I am aware that there has been investigative proceedings that have been going on in that regard. The command also wished to state that the unavailability of the victim have further stalled the investigative proceedings, because I personally have contact with her, but she said that as soon as she comes into the state, that she will come to the command. While we are waiting for her to come forward to assist us in some of the facts that are clear, I wish to also let the members of the public know that the suspects involved in this particular unprofessional and condemnable act has been identified, and we are also working with the vigilante leadership of the vigilante group to make sure that we get justice for this victim. Having said that, I wish to also acknowledge the fact that these vigilante operatives have assisted us in making sure that the stability of the security in the state has been very, very formidable. Let me state another fundamental fact that is very key to this. The Commissioner of Police, in the person of CP Ikoyi Orojugu, when he took over as the Commissioner of Police, noted the fact that these vigilante members needed to be trained, and he wrote to the Inspector General of Police, and the Inspector General of Police graciously approved this training and reorientation for these vigilante members, and they were trained. And we are also working with the stakeholders, the leadership of these vigilante members, to make sure that we get justice for this core member. And we wish to also state that assault of any kind is a criminal offense, and the command will not condone it, and we condemn it and make sure that this incident does not happen again. As the operations of the vigilante members are now embellished, we're working with the security operatives in the state to make sure that such incident doesn't happen again. Of where
for that conversation about the core member that was brutalized by some men of Agunaechemba, a security outfit in Anambra Anambra State. And yesterday we also had a conversation with the essay to the Governor of Internal Security, who explained their position, as well as the PPR of the Nigerian Police Force in Anambra State. Everybody agreed to the effect that this was heinous, this was reckless, unprofessionally irresponsible, and pure abuse of human rights and abuse of power. However I look at it in dimensions, those gentlemen should never have their way into any outfits at all called security, because they're not fit in any sense of the word to handle gun or secure anyone, because they dropped the ball to a point where they should not even be allowed to pick it up again because of the extent they went in assaulting an unarmed corps member. Corps members are considered federal government property. She's a lady, she's vulnerable, yet that did not restrain their anger, whatever it is they were trying to achieve in brutalizing that lady. But we've heard from those sides. We want to hear from the side of the lady, and a lawyer joins us. Cyrus Ono is a lawyer to the victim. Mr. Ono, thank you so much for coming on the program. I want to presume that you listened to the conversation we had yesterday with the essay to the governor, as well as the PPR of the Nigerian Police Force in Anambra State. Perhaps I would like you to review and maybe contextualize some of the things that the government representative said yesterday as far as that incident is concerned. The lady you're representing, I'm sure she has told you the story of how things got to where they got to and escalated rather quickly. Because the man yesterday was saying, the essay was saying yesterday that, look, they were chasing cultists, they made their way into the compound and, going on and on and on. What is the story from the girl's end, or the lady's end, I should say?
All right, again, thank you very much, and I really want to thank channels and every other media outlet that has really shed light into this horrible event. As you said, rightly noted, I had the privilege to really listen and watch the interview from what you had with the special advisor to the governor on community security matters, and of course the police PPR. It's quite unfortunate how they would dismiss the facts as it happened, the facts, and try to make them play this whole thing. But as you said, the lady in question, not just the lady, they all, 5 of them, 6 of them, 6 of the corporates, I represent them, and the story is consistent, and they have video evidence to that effect, On that very day, they were in their lodge, charging their devices, and some of them were just marking streams and doing their school assignments. When this ends, suddenly they were barging on the door. And Jennifer in question was trying to open the door, and they just kicked the door, and kicked the door and bashed it, and they almost hit her face, and everybody was scared. These are very, very young people. They were scared. When these men in question were masked, most of them were masked, not with guns. So you could imagine how scared these young kids were. And they were trying to inquire, who are you guys, please? Who are you? Why would you just barge into the door? And they said, why all of you come with us? And they were trying to inquire, who are you people? And they wouldn't identify themselves. They didn't give any identification. And they were just saying, come down, come with us, come to us. You're all thieves, you're all young people. What are you doing here? Come with us. And they were trying to identify themselves that we are not young people. Well, we don't know what you're talking about. We are corpus. They brought their ID cards. They were even showing them, because of course it was their room, and they were showing them their uniform and documents, and all of those things. And they said, it's not possible we just make all these things. We are showing corpus, and it's a corpus lodge. They wouldn't get anything. They wouldn't get any of it, and they're trying to push them. And of course, at the end of the day, when they're trying to drag them downstairs, one of them, especially Jennifer, said this was why they actually pounced on them, That's what she said. She said that if you must take us, they had to seize their gadgets. And the act was like a raid. They took their gadgets, their phones, and all of those things. And Jennifer was insisting that, please, if you must take us anywhere, would you allow us to call our AGI? Because we don't know who you are. We're not sure. We're not sure who you really are. And we don't know where you're taking us to. Can you please extend us the courtesy to call our AGI? She said, I will not leave here until you let me call my AGI. And this started with listening. And of course, one of them met one of the guys and said, where this now you do this kind of things, people are coppers, and now you try to say you can settle. It's not like that, people just rule peace. That kind of those kind of language, they miss to extort them. But they wouldn't have any of that. And they said, okay, let us call our age. Our coppers don't have money. We don't have money, so let us go ahead. I'm sure this whole thing will be resolved if it's money or something you're looking for. But Jennifer gets to say that we will not leave here. I personally will not leave here until you allow me call my AGI. And that's when they started bouncing. And they made comments, derogatory comments that, who are you to speak? You're only a girl. Some officials have spoken in Igbo language. You're only a lady to who gives you the right to speak to us and to speak to us. And they started beating now. And so she said, okay, please, let me change it to something appropriate. Let me put on pants. Let me put on pants trousers. What happened to these 2 lines? I don't know where I'm going to. And they said, oh, that's what you're trying to cover. We'll see today. We will molest you, we'll beat you up, we'll rape you, kill you and dump you, and nobody will have it. Nobody could say anything. That's what they said. Nobody can say anything. So it was really, really terrible. And that's how they pounced on now. You see, if you notice, it's quite sad because one of them was in the bathroom when they barged into the room and they were not able to get his own phone. So this was the guy that was able to break all them. Now, if you noticed, these guys were so passionate, they were so into the molestation and the harassment of this girl that they couldn't even notice that somebody very close to them was taking video. So how intentional, how deliberate they were in molesting this young lady. And while they were doing that, some of the guys, there are about four guys there, they tried to intervene to say, please. And if you know another part of the video, which was uploaded by the Haven 360 Foundation, they've been immensely helpful in this matter. And you could see that one of the guys were like trying to tell, please, will you stop? That's the girl, will you stop? And they caught the gun at him. And one of them chased him with gun. One of the security operatives chased him with gun and said, if anybody else speaks, if anybody talks, they are going to kill the person. So it was only one particular girl. There's another lady who was like, please, she's a lady, and that's why they started attacking her. So they used to whip her, use guns on her to whip her, to beat her, to use sticks to sleep on her leg, use sticks on her body, on her lips. One of them even punched her. So she was the only lady that wanted to speak out. So it was not only just on this girl, it was on the persons, this Jennifer and this particular girl who spoke out that they dealt with. Now, although we have all the videos, for some of them are very, very gory, which we don't want to release to the public now, and we're just following the matter as it goes, to see how it goes. But honestly, you can see it was gory, it was really horrible, Jennifer was absolutely naked, she was naked, dragged in the pool of her own blood into the vehicle. The other guys, they had to follow to just to ensure that she's protected. So, Mr. Honor, and that's it, they go to their secretariats. So,
we had Mr. Agunaechemba, who was a special advisor to Governor Soludo on community security, on the show yesterday, as you saw yourself. And he was saying, when we asked him, so where are those men? What has been done to them? He said that they have the internal disciplinary mechanism, and it's currently ongoing, that the men have been stepped down in some sense. Do you buy any of that? And is that what you expect? Is that really the redress that you're seeking for your client?
Not at all. You see, when they got to the secretary, this Walkley was one of them. I think the police, PPR, and even Mr. King was alleging that these girls were not forthcoming. The girl in particular was not forthcoming. That's why they couldn't go on the investigation. That's not true. That's not true at all. In fact, when they got to the secretariat, these people were still firing guns in the head to further intimidate them. It was one of the inspectors, the local inspectors that came from the NYC, and please allow them go, and that's how they let them go. The next day, they went to the LGI's office. It was the LGI that invited them. Operatives from, I think officers from this Agunaechemba vigilante group were there, and they were trying to watch them, give them 10,000, some of them 10,000 as hush money. And one of them met one of the girls, Agunaechemba, and I was telling her, you see this whole thing, it's best you guys just lie low, just keep this whole thing, know how this whole thing can go. In fact, assume you guys had, was trying to make advances to her, to say, you see, assume you guys don't have, can you be in this community in Alaba, you don't have one of us as your friend, maybe get your number, so I've been following up. Anytime this kind of things happen, it's always going to put calls to one of us to help you. I was not telling them that it's based in Lelo, there's nothing that can be done. They are untouchable. It was by way of advice. So Jennifer then insisted, she said, okay, before we're going to let go, so I want to be sure that this person is arrested. They said, okay, they took them to the state secretary at Oka. They said, okay, these are the guys that are behind counter. Don't worry, we've arrested them, we've prosecuted them, and they're going to kill you. You push us relax. Don't say anything. The NYC LGI was there, say, don't say anything to anybody, don't worry. In fact,
that is it. Our country, our government is Uyin, upon Uyin. Buhari came and more than the person he replaced. This government came and still Uyin upon Uyin. Every regime that comes, they owe more than the person that they replaced. So that is it. While we're spending this kind of money for private jet to fly from Nigeria to Kenya, you know what is the cost. Okay, we're there. We are watching. Let's see how it will end. Buhari gone. Ababio line. Let's see what next. Make use of the comment section, and if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please try and do so that whenever I drop video, you will get it. I say one and only Onyame Jesus, and a vulnerable actor and their top content creator. Let's see how the game will end. This game that Buhari started and left it and buy. Let's see how it will end and who will end it. That is it. Make this video go viral.
For the fact that this whole thing came to light, to the public, to the media, they were trying to lay low on this whole thing and to say we can follow this whole thing up. But if I came up to the public, all of those things they're saying that's not true, that's not true. So they are not prepared to prosecute. They are not going to prosecute.
So now I wanted to come to that part where you were making demands. So you maybe because of the interruption, I'll allow you state what exactly you want out of this. So one of the questions we threw at the essay to the governor yesterday was the fact that we're having this conversation because there's video evidence. He wanted to argue. I said, no, you allow me land, let me explain. Because if this video was not available, by now it would have been, oh, it happened, it didn't happen, and all of that back and forth. We know how these things play out. But I think the police, without speaking for them, had been having a conversation with the lady. She was expecting her to come back to Anambra, but I guess she's afraid for her life. Anybody will be afraid, not to talk of a woman in that instant, as far as this is concerned. I've been in a situation as well where I was in a vehicle and the policeman, whether I was drunk or something, this was a very long time ago, say he will shoot and nothing will happen. So we hear also those kinds of rhetorics from some mischievous and disgraceful elements within people who bear arms, who embarrass the institutions that establish them. But I want us to walk back a bit. Is she going to, actually, is she done with her service? That's number one question. Have you filed any case in court? Because both the police said they are expecting her. The Agunaechemba, the SA yesterday said they are ready with all the documents that as soon as the lady is ready to press charges, they will go through with it. So has she done with NYC? And is she planning to go back? What exactly is the next way forward?
These are really these are valid concerns that are really troubling for not just for Jennifer, like I said, because there are about 6 others. Jennifer is not done with her service. The others are not done. Maybe just about 2 of them that passed out and last night or thereabouts. There is this apprehension of going back to valid rational fear of going back to a number. Honestly, you see, I've been on this matter for about over 2 to 3 weeks now with them, and I've been seeing the subtle threats, even from NYC. I'm sorry to say, but I just have to bring it to the fore. I have to bring it to the fore. Even from NYC, oh, you don't get to your serving, and you don't get to say things, have to put the service in bad light and all of those things. They are scared. They're not really scared of coming to Anambra, they are scared, but they are looking for their service. But for some reason, it shouldn't be extended, the reprise and that, and all of those things. They are really, really scared. And for obvious reasons, we've sent out petitions. We've written petitions to the Anambra State government. The petitions are everywhere. We've sent down to the Attorney General of the Federation, to the Human Rights Commission. We've sent everywhere. And we're demanding that this person be prosecuted and this person's, of course, compensatory damages. We give a timeline allowed by the law. And after that, we'll take all the necessary steps to ensure both civil and criminals will ensure that this person's are not just prosecuted. But of course, the security outfit itself and the persons in charge, which will be the executive governor of Anambra State, will be made to pay this person's compensation. As I said earlier, there must be consequences for bad behavior. It's not just enough to say, oh, we're dismissing them. Oh, please. Who are they telling today? We're in Nigeria. Who are they giving that? That's a cock and bull story, please. For goodness sake. You just, what they do, the other time we had a protest some time ago for abolish SARS. What the public do, they just be branded.
Oh dear, Mr. Cyrus Ono, rather. We've lost connection, sadly, but this doesn't mean this matter is over just yet. These issues will be followed through with to ensure justice for the core member and even the others involved in this as well. So their safety is paramount. They're serving their fatherland. They should be one of the most protected people being core members. And we say colloquially that they are properties of the federal government. So they must be protected. We must ensure justice is done, and this should never repeat itself again. So wherever those men are, there must be prosecution. We must be seen as a society that upholds justice. Whoever you are, you must be able to get justice. But we have to thank Mr. Cyrus Ono, lawyer to the victim. We have to thank you so much for your time. And this is, again, videos, fresh videos actually, that have not been released that show the moment before the core member was dragged outside, stripped naked, beaten, molested, assaulted in the most wicked manner by those men of Agunaechemba. As we hear that those men they've left the city, they've left the town. Contrary to what we heard from the government that they're undergoing disciplinary measures. Rather, Mr. Ono, thankfully we have you back. Let's take your closing thoughts on this. We're just reviewing some of the points that you made earlier.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Also saying we're demanding compensatory damages, of course, not just criminal prosecutions for those persons. The only way to make persons like this pay, to make them really feel, and by way of to see punitive, some form of punitive damages to take money from them, and that's the truth, and that's what wants to make them do. By the time they start paying, when the government realizes that every one of the security men, when you misbehave, when you go outside the scope of your authority, you will cost us huge amounts of money. Then probably somehow everybody will just maybe to some extent check themselves. You understand? So that is what we are doing. We will apply. As at yesterday, the police PPR did reach out to my clients, and we will reach out to them. Of course, we will be in Anambra by the grace of God this week, and we'll follow up this matter to ensure that they do carry out the prosecution. We'll make applications for CTC of the. Thank God, Mr. Ken said yesterday they have all the file. We're going to make applications to have certified copies of all of these documents, and we're going to issue comments civil proceedings. We hope that this whole thing, we just hope that this serves as a lesson. Every one person comes out to take a stand, even the government of Anambra State to take a stand against this, and say this shouldn't happen. This shouldn't happen. This is a sane society, a democratic society where the rule of law ought to be paramount, where the rule of law ought to be supreme. This shouldn't happen. And we hope that that message will be so communicated in every way that will serve justice, not just to Jennifer and her colleagues, but of course to the rest of the public. Let people be safe. We want to be safe in Anambra and everywhere in Nigeria. We want to be safe. Make us be safe. Thank you very much.
Oh, just before I let you go, Mr. Ono, so for instance, you're filing a criminal complaint. So what are the charges you're bringing against them? Breach of fundamental rights? What exactly? Assault? What are they?
Yeah, okay, it's not really in our place to bring criminal actions. It's within the purview and the jurisdictional powers of the police.
Yes,
and the General from Anambra State to bring criminal proceedings. So we will ensure, and thank God for the media, thank God there are a lot of civil rights groups like the Even 360 Foundation has been doing marvelously well. They are on top of this matter. They will ensure that we will collectively ensure that the police bring the criminal charges. On our hand, we will bring civil actions, of course, breach of fundamental rights, right to dignity, the right to life, right to freedom of movement, all the fundamentals actually be breached, and of course they will pay for every one of them. So we bring civil actions on this regard. Why we follow, we coordinate, monitor, and of course assist and ensure that the police and the state of Anambra commence criminal prosecutions on these men.
All right, fantastic. We promise you we will be on it. Follow up with you to make sure that this comes to a proper logical conclusion. Whether it's the police, that is the government this time, to the police filing criminal charges against them. You as the girl, as the lady as the nominal complainant, or you the lawyer charging civil breach of civil fundamental human rights. Whatever is going on in the court, we will follow with you and ensure that this is properly handled so that nothing is swept under the carpet, as a big lesson to every person who is security outfits, whether institutional or the local one, so that we can build a better society for ourselves and for our children. Thank you so much, Harrison, the lawyer to the victim, the lady that was assaulted in Anambra in the Demoli South local government area. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm very grateful. Thank you.